Sweet. Well, it looks like I'm the only person in my own chat. Wouldn't you know it? What kind of type anyway? Okay, here we go. Testing, testing, and testing. Okay, so what happens if I go here? Go to my home page. Your channel. Okay. How about oh, here we go. All right. Let's go to what's up, China? Figured I'd do it live. People have been wanting me to do it live for a while, but let's see who actually shows up. Let's see. I'm just trying to get things together. Yeah, this is my first live stream. I mean, because I didn't have enough time to set aside any time to do anything as far as live stream. That's why I did pre-record this all the time. Well, thank you. I'm trying to figure this out. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay. There we go. But anyways, I just wanted to do a little Q&A, I guess you can say. A lot of people have a lot of questions about some of the stuff that I say. What's up, Man Cave Blogging Channel? But a lot of people have a lot of stuff, a lot of questions that I had, or they have a lot of questions about the stuff that I say. And I figure I give people opportunity to ask me those questions live so they can get face-to-face feedback. Yeah, that was a good video. And you know, honestly, it doesn't even take me much time to actually do pre-recorded videos. It's just what actually takes me more time is coming up with the thoughts and consolidating them. It takes me more time to consolidate my thoughts and come up with the topics than it does to actually make the video. It's like I almost enter another space in my mind when I do my videos and I listen back to them. I'm like, dang, I really said that. Yeah, China be floating around for a minute. She be at home chilling. But anyway, y'all got any questions for me while y'all got me? I'll be here probably about 30 minutes, you know, 30, 40 minutes or something like that. I got a few things I need to do today. I actually got to go to Denver, drop some stuff off. Then I got to come back, drop this stuff off to the college real quick, and then probably play some video games. maybe make a video. Oh, had the flu. Flu being sick during the summertime sucks. It sucks. It's like in my mind, the expectation of being sick. You know, I usually relate that to cold, and when I get sick during the summertime, I'm like it is miserable because you run through these hot flashes and you go outside, you can't escape it, and you turn it on the AC and it's too cold, and you know it's much more horrible than being sick in the wintertime. That's unfortunate though. I hope you feel better. But anyway, I guess I'll just talk about a little topic, uh, a few things that I want to go over. I guess um, recently, as you guys may notice, I haven't made many videos at all. Uh, can you explain how to rewrite imprints? Um, it's it, it's simple and complicated. It's simple because in my belief, women come. Most of what women are is from what a man gave to them. It's almost like um, the energy is passed down. That's the reason why you see throughout generations the testosterone level in men goes down, and you notice that in women, they become a whole lot more masculine. That's due to certain things not being passed down when it comes to uh, a man's understanding of what the world represents and how things should be. So through this energy is passed down through lineages. In my opinion, this is just my guesstimation off the top of my head. It's passed down through lineages, and as it gets passed down, it doesn't reverberate um, as it should when it comes to uh, a woman's understanding, basically her programming. Because, like I said, I believe everything, well, most of everything that a woman is, will be, and has been, comes from the area of where men set their energy. Um, because if you notice, this Kendra said the same thing, and me and her talked about it several times. But everything that represents a woman is somehow tied to a man. I mean, when it comes to her, uh, the way she dresses, to the certain types of music that she like. I mean, we like to believe that. I don't necessarily believe in preference. I believe it's just gene expression, in my opinion. But that's another topic. But I don't believe that a lot of things that women um, have about them are individualistic characteristics. These are things that have been either taught or imprinted on women by men in some way, shape, or form, due to the fact that they are interconnected in their existence to men. So to simply, that's the reason why it's a simple answer, but it's still complicated. Um, because it's simple because if you go for the understanding that everything that is understood to be um, what a woman is connected to a man. It's simple to understand that the way a woman moves is usually due to her impression that she got from a male. That's the reason why women who had fathers in their life behave with men completely different than women who didn't, because they got a certain level of imprinting before um, uh, they were introduced to men, other than their families. Um, and the other part of it is that women also have a small portion of a core, which is intrinsically them, but it's such a small portion that is almost non-existent, in my opinion, from what I've experienced. This is all through my experiences and all through my interactions with women. You'll see a little hint and glimmer of something that is not related to men exactly, and that, in my opinion, is where their femininity actually comes from. Um, That is one of the things that is the core of a woman that is not interconnected um, directly to a man to a certain degree. It's a very, very small degree. But a lot of the femininity that a woman has is cultivated around a man's energy. That's the reason why there's difference in the the energy a woman has, like I said, who's had a father in her life than one who hasn't. But how to imprint um, or to rewrite a woman's imprint is simple. You basically have to be something in masculinity as a man that a woman has never been introduced to before. Um, um, well, let me rephrase that. Not that she's never been introduced before, but in a, let's say, the way a man provides for a woman. Let's say that he uh, make sure that she has clothes. She makes sure that she has her own car. He makes sure that she has basically a lot of the provision that is necessary for her to get by. Um, but in that, he does it a specific way that is not like any other man, meaning that he explains to her the reason of why he's doing this, and he attaches emotions to it, and he attaches his true sincerity to it, his essence of his masculinity to it. That's what usually helps to rewrite a provision, let's say, that her father has given her before. This is the reason why you'll see women who are looking for their father in other men. And once they find someone that is similar and close, he then begins to rewrite her program in the way that he sees fit. But it comes from the root of provision, if you understand what I'm saying. Meaning that, let's say that there are different types of imprinting. They're intellectual, they're emotional, they're sexual, they're all types of imprinting. But these imprintings can be labeled as good and bad in a moralistic standpoint. But the imprint itself is something similar but different. Um, yeah, oh, there it is. Okay, it's something similar but different. It's the same thing that um, was passed down through her through another man, but it's expressed differently based on that man's masculinity, and based on his masculinity gives the intensity of how well that imprint will be. So that's pretty much how you do it. You basically have to be almost a master at whatever it is that you're attempting to imprint a woman by, and go forward with that. That's the best way that I can to answer the question, because it's not something that I generally sit and contemplate about. It's just something that I just do. I mean, it's almost like riding a bike. You never stop and think, well, I have to put my foot on the pedal, and then I have to push forward, and then I have to balance, and you don't really go through the intricacies of riding a bike. You just do it. After you learn how to do it, you just do it. So, going back and explaining to someone how to ride a bike, even though you've done it for years, could be somewhat difficult. But that's my best explanation of it. You say, why don't dudes ever bring up male imprint? I know a dude who slept with his baby sister. Now chicks with glasses turn him on the most. Um, I say that's kind of weird that dude slept with his sister, but I say the reason why dudes don't talk about it is because it's not something that's generally understood. You gotta keep in mind that my page is geared towards talking about the fundamentals. The reason why that is because a lot of people have gotten away from the fundamentals of life. Like I said, riding a bike. We all a lot. Anybody who knows how to ride a bike, could somewhat explain it, but they don't understand the functionality and all the intricacies that goes into riding a bike, whether it go down to your dexterity and your motor function, to having a certain type of uh, bike and gear. I'm here to explain all these intricacies and these small portions of things that people generally skip over. Hey, what's up, Kendra? What up, underrated mind? Long time no see. But oh yeah, I seen BJ in there too. What's good, BJ? But I'm here to explain um, all the basic fundamental things that people take for granted. Because I believe we as a society have gotten away from understanding the basis of our interactions between each other. Is rooted in nuances, but these nuances are not being explained. So it caused a lot of misunderstanding and misconception when people try to interact with each other. We have expectations based on socialization rather than based on the technical definition of what things are supposed to represent. So that's my best answer to that. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But how you doing this morning, Kendra? I was expecting you to be live. I was like, let's see if she's live. I was like, she's not live. I go live real quick. But I wanted to talk about a quick topic real quick. I mean, you guys, you can throw in your questions and I'll answer them as I go along. But the topic that I wanted to talk about was driving. Yeah. When aren't you driving? Especially in the morning, got to make that paper. But the topic that I want to talk about was this whole culture of disposability. Uh, it's been it's not something that I'm necessarily concerned about, because I'm all about the specific mindset. Uh, he said, Man Cave Vlogging said, "What is the psychological effects of an older chick sleeping with a little boy?" Uh, I believe that goes back to the imprint as well, because what I normally see when it comes to people doing certain things that are not of the norm when it comes to human social interaction is usually due to them expressing some form of psychosis. Uh, usually, usually, especially with women, it starts with narcissism, but a lot of it are cluster B psychoses. Like histrionic and narcissism, borderline personality disorder, stuff like that. Um, and usually when I see things like that, that spells to me of a grip for power. Um, so the psychological effects are already there prior to that kind of situation, because usually when someone does something that is telling of a psychosis, they're conjuring up in their head ways that they can cope with dealing with that psychosis. So it normally starts out as a thought process rather than actions. You're rarely, I mean, things like schizophrenia and stuff like that. And what's the other one? There are a few other that cause you to act before you think. But usually when it comes to cluster B disorders, they're think before you act kind of thing. Um, and these think before you act kind of things are usually uh, uh, premeditated, and they're geared towards the actions are geared towards coping mechanisms. So I mean, I haven't necessarily dealt with a lot of women who have preyed on uh, young men or boys, so I can't say for certain. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree in psychology. I mean, I'm pretty close to having a degree in psychology, but and I haven't talked to anyone personally who has been through that. male or female, that have been preyed on and have done the preying. But my guess would be it's just the grip for power. It's to reclaim their what was taken from them due that caused their psychosis. Um, I like to look at things very black and white. Usually there's another side. There are unintended consequences to certain things, and there are you know exchanges of power when something happens. This is no different than the laws of dynamics. When something happens, it causes another action and reaction. Uh, so that's my best way to explain that. It said Man Cave Vlogging says regain power due to how it was taken from them. That makes sense. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and it's unfortunate because that is the pathology to psychosis a lot of times, especially when it comes to cluster B disorders. They're usually passed down sociologically um, when it comes to how people interact with each other. You know, you'll have someone who is a abusive abusive parent, and that'll trickle down to them. This is the reason why, that your likelihood of being an alcoholic goes up. I mean, not only is it genetically proven, but it's socially proven that if you have a certain tendency about you, it was normally passed down either through genetics or it was passed down through your social grooming. No different than smoking. I mean, we don't view smoking as a social pathology, but it pretty much is. If everyone was to stop smoking today and the next generation that came up never seen smoking, I don't think there would be many people smoking out in the world. So that's my best answer to it. And likewise, I've dealt with a few women who have been through a lot of things when it comes to their interactions with men. And this goes back to the imprinting. There is a good and bad side to certain things that men do to women. And China has brought this up a few times where, women have been sexually abused. So they become, a certain type of way with men due to their trauma that they went through. I've met a few women who have been sexually traumatized to the point where they become sexual recluse, almost asexual. They don't want to deal with men, and these are usually your staunch lesbians, quiet as kept. Usually, not always. And this is just from my personal experience because I've dealt with many types of women from many walks of life. I mean, because I've been all over the world. I've seen things that people would never see, and I've talked to people in ways that, people would never talk to, when it comes to a stranger, because I don't necessarily mean anybody harm. I'm just an inquisitive person. And, I got a good ability to talk to people. So I find out a lot of things about women and their true natures. A lot of the things that, I viewed as just being, microcosms, just pockets of happenstance pretty much. But come to find out, this stuff is pretty worldwide. You'd be surprised that some of the things that women go through, no matter where they are in the world, the reaction is almost the same. It's almost the same. And I believe that's due to a man's energy being just that. It's just men's energy, and the level of masculinity that they have when they impart that energy. But that's my best answer to these. So anyway, so the topic that I wanted to talk about was disposability. I don't think that I post your video. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, sister. But I don't think that, people are necessarily disposable. And I often wonder where this culture came from. Um, it seems that it seems that no matter where you turn in life, no matter if you meet friends, if you're just meeting people out in public, I mean, you can almost see it in the culture as it starts to spread and permeate that, people are viewing each other as more and more disposable. I mean, and it's highly unfortunate, but I believe that is, due to social grooming. I believe that is, due to is it. I can't really necessarily say that it's due to upbringing because, generally speaking, we're starting to come to the same conclusion. I mean, even even older people older than me who are not my generation, they're pretty much like, oh well, sucks for them, kind of situation, and it's unfortunate. But anyways, so I wanted to explain a few situations that I've been through recently. So um, I'm of this specific mindset. I don't preach anything that I don't live by. Um, and I recently came, you know, into the mindset that I wanted to start dating again. Um, and I have been dating on and off and on. Um, but it was never anything, that I had any intent behind. It was more like, we'll just see where things go, uh, kind of deal. And I don't necessarily get into any sexual interactions or anything like that. It's just the baseline kind of things, meet and greet, hang out, shoot shit, nothing crazy. But throughout this, and I count this to being in Colorado though, because the culture here is a whole lot different than where I'm from. I'm from Detroit, and we have a different understanding when it comes to the social nuances of things. But here it seems like the disposability is high, and I believe that's just due to a saturation of uh, people being available. I mean, it used to be that we didn't interact in such a high speed way. We stayed locally, we stayed within our own communities, we stayed within our own blocks, so we valued the people around us because that was pretty much all the people that we had access to. I believe this disposability is coming about because we have more access to more people. So in our minds, we view that everyone's replaceable in some way, shape, or form. Just like if we had bad customer service at, I don't know, a pizza joint, we'll say, oh, we'll never deal with that pizza joint ever again. You know, let's say it's I don't know, Domino's or something like that. We'll never deal with Domino's ever again. We'll just go over to Pizza Hut. We'll just go over to Papa John's. We'll just go over to uh, whatever. Because we have this large access to different but similar things. And I believe that's the same as people. But anyway, so um, back to the whole dating thing. So it I never really tell anybody about um my finances or anything like that, or how I make my money, or I don't really get into that. I'm all about understanding the person and figuring out who they are. So I lead with what I want to be followed by, pretty much. um so I tend to interact with people on a interpersonal relation kind of way. So I'll we went out on dates and stuff like that, and we've done things, and we uh we just basic interaction. But it seems like even the baseline of that basic interaction has been seen as replaceable. And I think that's unfortunate because that takes away the individuality that we need in order to diversify, and subsequently become a better people. Uh, and it's almost, I expect it, but it's almost disheartening, because we run across. I've never ran across anybody that say I keep it 99. Everyone talks about they keep it 100, right? Um, so to run across time and time and time and time and time again the same people who do not keep it 100, I often question how many people actually keep it 100. How many people actually are in anything in the direction that they claim to go in. How many people are sincerely invested into um, building anything with anyone. That is the whole purpose of dating, is to get to know someone and to figure out if this person has some level of compatibility with you in order to go forward and build something. And I view this as the same as any relationship. I mean, let's go back to the pizza thing. If you've been dealing with Domino's for years and they gave you crappy service one time, today's day and age with the availability that we have, you ditch them. We as a people, we have lost our ability to have loyalty to each other and to have understanding, compassion, and empathy. We have lost, and that's all due to instant gratification and saturation of abundance. And I'm staunchly against that mindset, because that only leaves you vulnerable. Because the more you use anything, the less it is effective. That is it's no different anything in this world. Everything has its limit and everything has its breaking point. And if you keep introducing yourself to people over and over again and you don't have any intention of actually sticking it through with anybody, then you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to ultimately end up, the person who lives alone and, has no lifestyle, and they blame everything on everyone else. That's old and dead. What up, sheep? Long time no see. People is man cave vlogging channel said people are spoiled and are chasing the bag. I mean, and it is as abundant as, and it's strange, right? People are chasing money, and I make a decent amount of money with the things that I do. Nothing legal, nothing illegal, and I'm here to tell most people that, like, just having money is not the end all be all. It's not the solution to everything. I mean, yeah, it solved a lot of superficial problems for me, but the things that I had wrong in my past are still wrong now. These are things that you have to grow in self to work at, and money can't fix that. A lot of people put off fixing themselves and then prioritize chasing money. I mean, I understand we all have to make a living and we all have to survive in this world. But I figure once you get to a point where you're past survivability, excuse the alarm or the, yeah. But anyway, when you're past the point of survivability, I mean, you should focus more on cultivating yourself, cultivating your work, cultivating your individuality, what separates you from other people. But what I come to find is that a lot of people put money before everything, when money is probably the most abundant thing on this world. you know money is everywhere. I mean, you can walk down the street and find money. I mean, you can look in your couch and you can find money. I mean, money is everywhere. It's a shame that people prioritize something that is so abundantly available. Money is not the end all be all. I'm here to tell you that no matter how much money you make, if you have a poor way of looking at life, that money is not going to change that. You're just going to have more money and the same level of looking at life. I mean, it doesn't change. I thought that once I became the person that I am now, that things were going to dramatically change. I mean, they put me in a different bracket, and put me in a different understanding, and they put me on a different level of seeing the playing field. but the playing field is still the same. Nothing has changed. And now I prioritize my relationships with, the people that are close to me, because those are the things that are not abundant. You know, the money's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. But did he say nothing legal? I did. But no, everything that I do is legal. I don't live that lifestyle. One way sheep in the building. I've been missing your stream sheep too. I've definitely been missing those. I need to get back on my content. I've been just trying to get, life together. I did a few things, moving a few things like around in my life. So that took some time to go ahead and take care of. But I pretty much, got things back in order. Everything's on track. I mean, I didn't go through anything, what do you call traumatic or anything like that. I just need to focus on the mission at hand. But okay, so to clear up my topic. So, it's been time and time again I've run across, a few women, and this has just been, like I said, no, just meet and greet. And it'll be one thing that, they may not like about me, and I never hear from them again. That is the disposability of the dating market right now. We run into people all the time, and we don't value any of our interactions that we have with these people. But you have to understand that a lot of these people that we meet, they are treasure troves of information. They are treasure troves of support. And if you are so fixated on one little thing about them, to the point where you like, I don't really like or want to hang around this person anymore, you could be missing out on your next advancement. You could be missing out on your next epiphany. You could be missing out on your next building, opportunity to build something. That's the way I look at it. So I take pride in my interactions with people. I actually genuinely like to have conversations with people. I genuinely take them serious. I don't look at people as disposable. And I believe everybody that comes in my life comes in for a purpose. It's just up to me to figure it out. And I'm very inquisitive to figure out why. Most times I do, but sometimes I don't. And the times that I do, it's always to my benefit. Every single time. I can't think of a time, even when it comes to the so-called negative interactions that I've had with people, every single time that I've interacted with someone on some level and it came out bad, I still had, something positive to take away from it. Like I tell people all the time, the only failure or mistake that is a detriment to you is the one that you didn't learn from. That's how it goes. But let's see. A man cave blogging channel. Any advice on how to build your following? I have no idea how to build your following. I mean, you can go to, I do. You can go the whole route of starting off as a social media outlet when it comes to talking about popular topics. That is like the easiest way to build your channel. I choose not to go that way because I want my audience to be abundantly clear of what my intent is, and I don't want to start off starting a social media outlet channel and then switching over to the topics that I really want to talk about because I just wanted to get some followers, But that's pretty much the easiest way to start out. It's kind of like Dirty Boca. That's what it amounts to pretty much. Let's see, Man Cave Blogging Channel. He said, how are you able to go live with 200 subs? Oh, yeah. China answered that. What's up, Grown Man Business? I just want men to be accountable. Other than that, I have nothing against them. Women being accountable, good luck. No, I don't have an IG. I don't really do social media like that. I probably should. That way I can spread my message around. So I'm more than likely, I think I started an IG for this channel. I just haven't added any content to it. So it's pretty much blank, I guess you can say. But yeah, I'm probably going to get on that since I have more time now. I'm not doing the crazy job that I was doing before. I can sit back and relax a little bit because my plan worked out like I wanted it to. So I'll be going into different endeavors to make more money. And that's only just to help my people. I necessarily don't even care about the money at all. It's whatever. But anyway, man, yeah, hashtags definitely help out. I was actually Sheep Stay Sleep has a video of where he interviewed someone on his channel. It was one of his number interviews that he did, and he was talking to a guy who does advertising for people, and he was saying on his his topic that he was discussing about how to grow channels, that what you say within your first 100 words is really important, because the algorithm picks up on those words, and they have this other system that you can look up popular words used on the internet. So like if you incorporate, and I've tried it before and it actually works, because I can see the difference in some of my videos when it comes to the amount that they have been watched. But when it comes to you getting more followers, that's something that you might want to pay attention to and look into, because they have websites out there that you can look up popular words, and then you can incorporate them in your first 100 words of your introduction to, whatever video that you're going to do. And that can help you gain followers as well, because the algorithm will pick up on it. I mean, YouTube listens to everything that you say. So that's the reason why they can do CC, closed caption, because it's all authenticated, and it's all what do you call it? It's all speech to text. But that's one of the ones that I was paying attention to. Like I said, it actually does work. But anyway, my whole point of my stream is to answer your questions and go over this little topic. Value the interactions that you have with people. I mean, because you never know what this person is in your life for. You never know what they have to offer you. I mean, because there are a lot of dangerous people out there when it comes to your direction in life. Not necessarily dangerous to your well-being, but when it comes to your direction of life, I mean, and you as a mature individual should have the ability to decipher who are these people and what their intents are usually. But if you notice that there's someone in your life that you haven't really been paying attention to, that is here, but you haven't figured it out why, they're probably there to add value, because usually the people who mean you harm, you can tell those people right off the bat. So value your interactions that you have with people, and even if it is just friends, because we need to get away from this whole disposability culture, and that comes to the abundance mindset, the abundance mindset, which, like I said, I'm against. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming through. I'll probably do more live streams, depending on my time and availability. But I'm not going to keep this video up. But yeah, I used my computer and StreamYard, and that pretty much got me on. It used to be that you didn't need 1,000 subscribers to go live. You just had to go live from your laptop or computer. To the 1,000 subscriber is so that you can go live from your cell phone, to my understanding from what I researched and read. Let's say I always stay true to what I wanted from YouTube. Don't change your videos for no one. Exactly. That's the reason why I started out a certain way, and I'm going to stick it the whole way. That'll make your audience authentic. It'll make Because here's the thing. What'll happen is, let's say, like I said, you started off, dirty bulking your channel by going about all these popular topics, and you get all these subscribers. That's the reason why you see these certain channels that have millions of subscribers, but they get like 300 views. Nobody's watching this stuff, because they switched their content up so much. They did so much, advertisement and false misleading of what their content was really about. No one watches their videos. I mean, and what's that amount to? At the end of the day, sure, you got 1 million subscribers, but only 300 people are watching your video. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming through. Like I said, I'll do more live streams, time permitting. But I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And of course, I'll be down in y'all channels and stuff like that, throwing down my knowledge on whatever topic y'all talking about. But anyways, may you have a good day and peace be with you. This is the Wolf, out.